What to do when you get the boyfriend objection? Well, first of all, the boyfriend objection means a couple things. Well, it can mean number one, you ran a shitty set and you're getting a fake one, but we're talking about legitimate ones or ones that you're perceiving as legitimate in the context of this question. So, in those cases, you have a choice. A few choices, actually. Number one, even if they have a real boyfriend, if they're giving you the boyfriend objection, then that means you probably didn't do something amazing, because if they're really, really, really thinking of hooking up with you, a lot of times they won't give you that, or they won't bring it up, unless it just comes up in the first couple words, in which case it's not your fault. The one that's dicey is sometimes the boyfriend objection can come from their friends, and then sometimes they still want you, and you need to just close under the radar somehow so the friend doesn't, blame you, so you're not creating a problem for them. So that's one thing that can happen there is you need to close under the radar. So that can work. Generally with the boyfriend objection, the best solution is to just do whatever you have to spend more time with them and let them get to know how awesome you are. So that can be getting a number under a platonic context, or even inviting them out with you and your friends and just hanging out with them in that context. Or even like telling them you're gay. I have a set in my hot seat where I do exactly that. Tell them you're gay, or convince them you're non-threatening. Convince them you have a girlfriend. I actually had a set recently where there's a pilot and two flight attendants, and they were just in town for like one night, and one of the flight attendants was like super, super onto me, like trying really hard to take me home. But the other flight attendant, the pilot, thought she was like a little drunk and not, they were concerned about her a little bit. And also she had a boyfriend, which she even told me, even as she's trying to, she's like grabbing my dick and kissing me and telling me she has a boyfriend at the same time. Fucking weird situation. But what I told her that she passed along to the people, I said, don't worry about it, I have a girlfriend too, and nothing's gonna happen. And so by saying that, I gave her that plausible deniability that she can hang out, nothing will happen. And once you get in a context where something can happen, now then you make it happen. As opposed to doing it in a way where it's going to be slutty and difficult for her from the first moment, and she's going to have a lot to justify. So you just make the process easier for her. A lot of times if she's into you, she can get over it. Because sometimes the boyfriend objection, yes, it exists, and yes, it is inconvenient for them, but it's not insurmountable. Because girls will always trade up. So my thought on all that is that I'm the better experience, and if I can spend enough time with them, if I can just get them alone, the boyfriend's irrelevant. It's just a question of, can I make that happen? And sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. If I have a lot of other hot girls in the club and she's not like anything super special, a lot of times I'll just bounce because I feel like it's easier to go find a single girl. But it's not an absolute. It's not like I would absolutely always bounce because of it, or that I'd always whatever. If there's a girl I really, really like, there's no way I'm going to assume that the boyfriend's more entitled than me because he got there first. Right? Just because he got there first doesn't mean I'm not better for her, doesn't mean I'm not a cooler guy, doesn't mean whatever. So I'm never going to just defer to some other guy because he has a title. But if it's a situation where I deem it not worth the effort, then I'm not obligated to stick with it either. And the way to do it usually is, again, convince them you're safe, convince them to like spend time with you alone, and then once you're in that circumstance, then you can go from there. So that's pretty much the general concept. There are probably a billion ways to execute that concept, but that's the general concept.